his followers baptized people for him. So he left Judea and went back to Galilee. On the way to Galilee, he had to go through the country of Samaria. In Samaria, Jesus came to the town called Sychar, which is near the field that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there. Jesus was tired from his long trip, so he sat down beside the well. It was about noon. It was about noon. Okay, let's continue. A Samaritan woman came to the well to get some water. The Samaritan woman came to the well to get some water. And Jesus said to her, please, the voice cracks. Oh, I'm sorry, bestie. It could be internet, maybe. I'm so sorry. Please give me a drink. This happened while his followers were in town buying some food. Next time we shall show a good happy face. So the woman answered, I am surprised that you ask me for a drink. You are a Jew, and I am a Samaritan woman. Jewish have nothing to do with Samaritans. Jesus answered, you don't know what God can give you. And you don't know who I am. The one who asked you for a drink. If you knew, you would have asked me, and I would have given you living water. If you asked me, I would have given you living water. Remember, guys, I'm using a simple English Bible where everyone could understand. Okay? So, the woman said, Sir, where will you get that living water? The well is very deep, and you have nothing to get water with. is the one who gave us this well. He drank from it himself, and his sons and all his animals drank from it too. Jesus answered, everyone who drinks this water will thirst again. But anyone who drinks the water I give will never thirst again. The water I give people will be like a spring flowing inside them and will bring them eternal life. The woman said to Jesus, Sir, give me this water. Then I will never be thirsty again and won't have to come back here to get more water. Jesus told her, Go, get your husband and come back. The woman answered, But I have no husband. Jesus said to her, You are right to say you have no husband. That's because although you have had 5 husbands, the man you live with now is not your husband. That much was the truth. The man you live with now is not your husband. The woman said, Sir, I can see that you are a prophet. Our fathers worshipped on this mountain, but you Jewish say that Jerusalem is the place where people must worship. Jesus said, Believe me, woman, the time is coming when you will not have to be in Jerusalem or in this mountain to worship the Father. You Samaritans worship something you don't understand. We Jewish understand what we worship, since salvation comes from the Jewish. But the time is coming when the true worshippers will worship the Father in the Spirit and truth. In fact, that time is now here. And these are the kind of people the Father wants to be his worshippers. God is a spirit, so the people who worship him must worship in a spirit and truth. That's powerful. I like that. I like that. The people who worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. The woman said, I know that the Messiah is coming. When he comes, he will explain everything to us. Then Jesus said, he is talking to you now. I am the Messiah. Just then, Jesus' followers came back from town. They were surprised because they saw Jesus talking with a woman. But none of them asked, what do you want? Or why are you talking with her? Actually, like most of us can relate to this. Most of the time, we judge according to what we see, but we don't understand the reason behind or what's actually happening in the ground. I can relate to that. I don't know about you, but I can relate to that. Yeah. So they did not even ask why was he talking to her. Then the woman left her water jar and went back to town. She told the people there, a man told me everything I have ever done. Come see him. Come see him. Maybe he is the Christ. So the people left town and went to see Jesus. While the woman, Jesus' followers were begging him, Teacher, eat something. But Jesus answered, I have food to eat that you know nothing about. So the followers asked her, did someone already bring him some food? Oh my goodness. Did someone already bring him some food? We're always trying to question and to know things. We reason up things in our brain alone, and sometimes it's not true. So these guys were wondering. I'm just trying to picture how their faces were. Alright. So the followers asked themselves, did someone already bring him some food? Jesus said, my food is to do what the one who sent me wants me to do. My food is to do the work that he gave me to do. When you plant, you always says 4 more months to wait before we gather the grains. By the way, I It takes 4 months to germinate and grow. I didn't know that. That's interesting. But I tell you, open your eyes and look at the field. They are already for they are ready for harvesting now. Even now, the people who harvest the crops are being paid. They are gathering crops for eternal life. Hey, bestie, thank you for being here. So now, the people who plant can be happy, gather together, together with those who harvest. It is true when we say one person plants but another person harvests the crops. I send you to harvest a crop that you did not work for. Yeah, others did the work and you get the profit from their work. Many of the Samaritan people in that town believe in Jesus. They believed because of what the woman had told them about him. She had told them, he told me everything I have ever done. The Samaritans went to Jesus. They begged him to stay with them. So he stayed there 2 days. Many more people became believers because of the things he said. The people said to the woman, first, we believe in Jesus because of what you told us. But now we believe because we heard him ourselves. We know now that he really is the one who will save the world. 2 days later, Jesus left and went to Galilee. Jesus had said before that a prophet is not accepted in his own country. When he arrived to Galilee, the people were welcomed him. They had been at the Passover festival in Jerusalem and had seen everything he did there. Jesus went to visit Canaan in Galilee again. Canaan is where he had changed the water into wine. One of the king's important officials lived in the city. This man's son was sick. The man heard that Jesus had, had come from Judea and he and was now in Galilee. So Jesus and begged him to come and heal his son, who was almost dead. Jesus said to him, "You people must see miracles, signs, and wonders before you will believe in me." The king official said, "Sir, come before my little son dies." Jesus answered, "Go, your son will live." The man believed that Jesus told him. The man believed what Jesus told him and went home. On the way, the man's servants came to meet him. They said, "Your son is well." The man asked, "What time did my son begin being to begin to get well?" Sorry. They answered, "It was about 1 o'clock yesterday when the fever left him." The father knew that 1 o'clock was the same time that Jesus had said, "Well, leave." So the man and everyone in his house believed in Jesus. That was the second miraculous sign that Jesus did after coming from Judea